Good kid. Bad theories.
Hey, here's a question. So pretty interesting video that I saw. Now, Kendrick currently is on tour.
That nigga eating.
He's having a good year. Very good year.
This nigga starting off
And there's a video that I saw by this, not this artist, I'm sorry, but there's a video I saw by this individual, and they don't like the fact that there are specific individuals in this concert. Let's get to it.
Y'all gonna yell at me, but at this point, I don't even care. So I went to the Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert in New Jersey on Friday. And concert itself aside, it was a very uncomfortable experience as a Black person in America. Now, we did this with Beyonce. Everybody's like, oh my God, you want to segregate the concerts? Kind of. It is such an out-of-body experience as a Black person. And honestly, no white Twitter fingers should be hit in my comments because you cannot invalidate my experience as a Black person. And I know for a fact that other Black people had this same exact experience because I talked about it with my friends. Being at a concert for an artist like Kendrick Lamar, who is Kendrick Lamar, who is very clear in his music, the themes of his music, just the through lines that he has, whole album concepts about the struggles of being a Black person in America and the choices that we have to make and what it is like living in this lived experience as the people that we are. It is such an out-of-body experience when seeing an artist perform their music that is talking about that and having folks singing along at the toppest of their lungs. And it's like, bro, you really just consume this for entertainment. But for us, like, this is really speaking to pieces of our existence that nobody else will understand but us. And so you singing it at the top of your lungs for pure enjoyment, it's a little blood curdling. The hairs on my arms start to raise. Like, hearing white people sing all right. We gonna be all right. All right, from what, Chad? Sunburn? Like, what are we talking about for real? And before y'all gets to tapping, do I think Kendrick Lamar, if he had the option to, he experienced no backlash and he could make the choice to lock off his concerts to only Black people? Yes. Knowing Kendrick, yes. Yeah, the artist in which Kendrick Duckworth has presented to the world, yes, I do think he would make that decision because... And the people are going to be like, well, if it was only supposed to be consumed by Black people, then I would have a connection for it. If there was a way that we could segment music releases to only the certain demographic that these artists would like to present it to, I think that they would make the choice to do so. But because that's impossible, literally impossible, because the internet, the world, just the way things work, everybody has access to everything with an asterisk. There's an asterisk at the end of that. I will not go any further. It's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable sharing these spaces with folk who will never understand what these pieces of art mean. You'll never understand it. And yeah, you can like conceptually understand and like theoretically understand, but you'll never understand it in practice. You'll never understand it in a lived experience. And it's so uncomfortable. It actually took a little bit away from my experience because I was just so acutely aware that and Kendrick Lamar has a very large fan base. I would say majority of his fan base is, and like Sis said, like, your fans are Mexican, right? Like, I know y'all be saying, when he be saying the N-word, y'all be saying it in your homes. It's just uncomfortable. And I'm sure there were people who weren't even like bleeping themselves at the concert too. Uncomfy. It's just uncomfy. It's an uncomfy experience. And it's no shade to Kendrick. Like, obviously he can't control who listens to, who's a fan of him, whatever. But just like being Black in that crowd, it was just like, yeah, just speaking about it, I'm getting indigestion.
She's gonna throw up on us.
She's got indigestion.
She's gonna throw up.
All right. There's a lot to unpack with that. Who wants to go first? You want me to go first? Why do I have to go first?
Shit, you the one who found it, nigga.
Might as well. That's how serious it got. I just heard the phone.
Right. Leave. That's what the text said.
I think
Kendrick Lamar hits our phones. It's like, well, she was kind of spitting, nigga.
Right.
That's a very tough one because I think the beauty of art is that people can take things away from it and get a different experience and a different life lesson from different things that apply to the music. That is what I enjoy. That's what I enjoy about art as a whole. From people like Kendrick. And Kendrick's perspective that he raps from a lot is from a perspective of communities that have been marginalized. So, yeah, when you hear white people talk about, nigga, we gonna be all right. You don't fully get it. But I think that it can be very tough to try to gatekeep artistry from people because certain people don't go to Kendrick Lamar shows to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, catch the experience. Some people go simply for the vibes. Black people too. And that's the thing is it's like, I think sometimes we intentionally try to find the problem in things instead of actually enjoying it for ourselves. Yes, that's the thing is just like white folks are going to see Sinners and they're going to be like, well, this, that, and the third. And my problem with this is just like, yeah, and okay, you almost expect for people to sometimes intentionally not understand it because they want to intentionally not understand it. But then there's people that are going to be like, oh, no, I like it because of cinematic reasons and this, that, and the third. I've heard white people that have enjoyed the movie and they'll break down the story, the cinematics, the shot list, the angles, and everything in between. And you'll have black folks that are just like, no, you don't. And it's just like, but that's a part of the movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like, you still have to film the movie. You still have to put music in the movie.
Yep, even without the message being, you know.
Exactly. And so it's just like there are aspects of the art that make it stand out outside of like the overall message. And some people may not get the message. There are black folks who do not get the message. Yeah, when you look at like Sinners, there were people that were getting in debates and having think pieces based off of like, oh, well, Mary versus Annie. That's what you got from it. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times I think it can be very... We have to be very, I'm not going to say careful, because I don't want to like come off as, we don't want to offend the white folks. It has nothing to do with that. I just think that sometimes in our trauma or in our suffering or in the obstacles that we've had to overcome, sometimes we go into spaces with the mindset of, you know, like an FU mindset, and it keeps us from enjoying the full experience. Because yes, there are going to be white folks who are not going to understand it. There are black folks who don't understand it. Do you understand it? Okay, then good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's some ignorant ass niggas in the world.
Hell yeah.
And baddies, there was some freaking girl that was talking, called a girl, oh, your face looked like Emmett Till. You deserve to get smacked in the face for that.
You don't even know what the fuck that even means.
You don't even know what you just said. Right. And then you had niggas on TikTok talking about, oh, well, ain't nobody think about no Emmett Till. Ignorant ass nigga.
Mm-hmm. That's
because
crazy.
What you just said is like his own mother didn't even recognize him.
They mutilated.
You know what I'm saying? And like they were like, oh well, he was a victim of SA. No, he was not. Google is your friend. So what I'm saying is just like you can't like just say it's a white only thing, because where we're at right now, knowledge is so free. People choose not to choose the knowledge. Mm-hmm. There are white folks who talk about ops. You ain't got no ops, Tanner.
Tanner.
Right?
Shut the fuck up, Tanner.
But this woman probably don't have no ops either. Mm-hmm. Did you grow up in Compton? You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is just like, if the experience of what people had to go through was the only thing that kept that keeps people from enjoying it, a lot of us wouldn't be able to. I didn't grow up in Compton. You know what I'm saying? So what Kendrick is talking about as far as stuff in Compton, I didn't grow up in the hood. So does that mean I can't listen to it because I don't have that experience? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to really dig into, like, now as far as like the cultural side of it, I agree with that. I thoroughly agree with it. But I think that's a very slippery slope. Because, like, I think that no one will truly, okay. I have to watch it when what I'm about to say. Because I remember, I remember when we did in 2020, we did Raisin in the Sun. And there was a white person that was asking for someone who has not had to deal with the type of experiences in America that Black people have had to, that wants to get a better understanding so that he can educate himself and other people that will probably try to combat it. What do you say? And everyone else was just like, oh, well, you'll never understand. And he's just like, I get that I haven't had that experience. I get that. But like, I'm here trying to get a better knowledge of it. Mm-hmm. And so then everyone else kept saying the same thing. And then I spoke up and I said, well, it's the start. The first things first, you got to start by listening and not listening to respond. Mm-hmm. Because if a Black person is talking about police violence and brutality, and then your response is, well, if you just did what da-da-da-da, then this what, like, that's your problem right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're listening to react, you're listening to respond and not listening. So it's just like, that's the start of it. The same way that a Hispanic person can tell me, like, their upbringing as far as immigration. I can't be like, well, if you just did this, how in the world would I know? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, different cultures have different things, and you have to like find a way to come down and and humble yourself to listen to it. And I think that's the problem with, you know, with this woman when she's explaining, is sometimes a lot of white folks, they don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? These are the same people that will rock a Jalen Brunson jersey, but call him a nigger if he misses a 3-point. This is the same people that will rock a Jason Tatum jersey, but call him a coon or whatever if he blows the lead. You know what I'm saying? So that being understood, I agree with what she's saying to an extent. But I think that like your blood boiling because folks are enjoying themselves, I think you're intentionally looking for an issue.
Yeah, that's right there. Yeah, right there. Because everybody's encounter is different. Like you said, niggas is moved by a lot of different shit. And it ain't got to be about the, you know, the message that you were moved by. And that's not the only message that, you know, maybe within that song. And even if that is the only message that's within that song, that shit could still be conveyed in a different type of way to where it can help somebody else who wasn't even in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
The fucking what? Monty is the man now type shit.
Sure.
That song right there. You could argue and be like, oh, well, you know, you don't even know nothing about this type of situation right here. But then they like, well, you know, I had like, you know, my auntie may not have done nothing like that, but my friends, you know, or like my friend, you know, did something like that and I lost them in that way.
Sure.
Or like whatever, you know, like, and it makes me feel, you know what I'm saying?
Because like Kendrick is rapping about Mad City. Mad City, he's talking about, you know, oh, you killed my brother in 98. Fuck your truths.
Right.
So young lady who made this video, did someone do that to you?
Right. Is you out there because your brother got killed?
You know what I'm saying? Like, did someone do that to you? Oh, no? Okay, well, then you can't listen to it because it doesn't apply to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't sing that song.
You can use that logic for literally like every single thing. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is it's just like I get where she's coming from because it is a little frustrating when white folks were like picking apart the Kendrick Super Bowl thing and their whole thing was like, well, I didn't get it. I didn't understand. Like that was annoying me. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, I don't know. So.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a double edge, but at the same time, it shouldn't be disturbing you that much to where your experience fucks up. Unless that person, whoever you was by, whatever crowd you was in, was like aiming to fuck up your night. Then that'd probably be the only reason why I can understand something like that. When they just be like, nigga, we ain't gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, white person look at you and just say nigga, like to try to get a response out of you. I could see something like that, but like everybody in the moment, you know what I'm saying? They could have been under the influence, whatever the case may be, but overall, it's like it's a surreal moment for everybody. Everybody's in that moment. It's a moment, bro. Like, you think they thinking about you and that they not thinking about offending you. You know what I'm saying? They just thinking about that moment being there. Granted, should they be more mindful about the words that they choose? Obviously, yeah. But are you going to hold them to like a standard to where you're like, no, you fucked up my night now? That's your decision if that's what you decide to do.
Sure.
But they there to experience Kendrick, and that's exactly what they got. And that's exactly what you should have got. And whatever other experience that you got from that, you could take from that. But you know what you was there for, so do they. So don't try to sit up there and act like they was there to fuck up your night. They not.
Yeah.
That's really what that is, in my opinion, for real.
Yeah. You're very quiet.
I'm just listening. I'm trying to find the best way to piggyback off of what you said, but as well as kind of put 2 cents of my own. Obviously, you and I have been doing music for a couple years now. And so I feel like how we look at our music and how like others may look at our music is completely different on 2 different sides of the spectrum.
Sure.
And so I feel like when you get into a gatekeeping mindset of what a message is, you're kind of perpetuating the same cycles that are kind of talked about in history. And you're not giving the opportunity for the message to be convoluted in their own particular way. I mean, yes, it can be cringe for white people to sing all right or even not like us or anything like that.
Of course, absolutely.
So, you're not getting the message in that particular aspect, but
absolutely,
it could mean something to them. And I feel like you're taking away their truth by trying to push your truth onto them. And
sure.
I don't think that's fair. And like Metrick said, they're not thinking about their lack of understanding when they're at a Kendrick Lamar concert. They're just simply at the concert to catch the vibe. They're there to hear certain things and to feel like something.
I think a lot of times though, like people can romanticize artists a little bit too much because it's just like, you can't speak on behalf of Kendrick Lamar because we don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Kendrick would make it only black people. We don't know that because when money is on the line,
I'm gonna say, nigga, that's great.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like you can't say, oh yeah, Kendrick wouldn't do that. You don't know the man personally. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with like Not Like Us when people are like, oh well, this is more of a cultural dude. That was a diss record towards Drake to make Drake look like a horrible human being. Mm-hmm. That is all it was. And we took that diss record and then culturalized it. We made it into a more of a cultural thing because Kendrick Lamar is a cultural artist that when he drops, a lot of people lose their minds. You know what I'm saying? And so we took that and then we made it more. Mm-hmm. Because then it started a bigger conversation about, the culture appropriation and everything in between. Then Not Like Us was coined. But all in all, Kendrick didn't say, hey, I'm going to make a record that's going to create a conversation that people have about society, blacks in society, whites in society. No, he did it because he's like, yo, I'm about to make this nigga look like a clown.
Right.
That was his whole thing. We need to stop the romanticization of folks that we do not know. You know what I'm saying? It's the same reason why people were like, oh, why did Kendrick collab with Playboy Cardi? He's a hypocrite because of that, because how could... No. Kendrick, as far as his higher ground, he wanted to make someone look worse because that's what you do in rap battles. Okay? He was not saying, oh, I'm a morally better person. Oh, now I'm going to go work with Playboy Cardi. No. The whole morally better person was because he was in a rap battle trying to make his opponent look like a bad person. Do you guys not understand rap battles? It's a rap battle. That's why I don't like how mainstream will just jump on things. It's just like, no, bro. Like, I used to watch rap battles all the time. I still do. It gets very disrespectful. These dudes probably have wives and girlfriends they cheat on too. But they not saying about me. You did that, I'm gonna talk about you, even though I do the same thing. That's the whole point of a rap battle. I don't know. It's just annoying. So
Yeah,
Damn, word too.
like I said, I think her message, and like I've said about practically everything, I think her message was clear and concise to a certain extent. It's just the delivery is a little.
oh, it's a gut punch.
Yeah,
I think it is for
Yeah.
sure.
It's a gut punch.
yeah. I just think you can't gatekeep a message because a message is different across the board. Like what was it, like Mother I Sober? I think that's the song you were referring to.
Yeah.
Mother I Sober may hold an entirely different level of like message to you than it does to me.
Yeah, but the thing is like with Mother I Sober, it's talking about molestation.
Yeah.
Black kids, white kids, a lot of kids have been molested.
Yeah. So you can't sit
You know
there
what
and
I'm
listen
saying?
to Mother I Sober and be like, you're not. Have you been molested? It's like, why? Like bro, like what?
Wait a second. Did your uncle suck your cock? I'm like, what's a second?
That's crazy.
Wait, hold on.
Hold
We need
on.
to check your credentials. You know what I'm saying?
For real, like before you listen to a song, there's like a what is it, a verification ID or something like that. It's like you're about to listen to Mother I Sober. Have you or a loved one ever been molested? Dial this number here for
It's like
verification.
we got to test if you're human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Fit this puzzle with this puzzle piece.
exactly. And it's just like an adult.
Y'all niggas is crazy.
All right, I'm not gonna go there. All right, you fit the puzzle together, start crying. Now I'm playing Mother I Sober.
Now.
Crazy as fuck. That shit is. Yep.
Yeah, but so I think that sometimes it's like you gotta like calm down. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you get like, I understand the point of it, but you can tell that came from a place of fatigue, and it came from a place of anger. You know what I'm saying? And even though I understand where you're coming from, it's just like, hey, like.
Good kid, bad theories.